Up fuckers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is that time again. Rather spontaneously. And it's totally nothing to do with the fact that I really want to, distract myself from the transcription work that I need to be doing. How very unlike me. I'm doing some Red Beach stuff and my brain needs a break. And I've been meaning to listen to this album for a while now. So I thought, why don't I just do it? And I've actually never done, I don't think I've done a listening party stream this late. And that seems a shame because obviously I would imagine that for my US audience, and I know a significant portion of my US, try that again, I know a significant portion of my audience is in the US. This would be an interesting time to test the listening party stream because maybe you're seeing your first ever listening party stream. So if this is your first listening party stream, hello everybody. My name is Levi Clay. And I am back again for your listening and entertainment delights. I am here to check out an album. I'm here to share an album with you, and as I say, distract myself. I'm here to listen to some music, and we're going to talk about the music. Hopefully I'm going to introduce you to something cool. Hopefully you will find a new favourite guitar player. Hopefully you'll find a new favourite band. And if you don't, you're definitely going to come out of this with something cool to listen to, which is nice, right? Who's online? Cheeto, hello. What's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. So this evening we are going to be listening to the album Only Human by the band At Vance. Interesting interesting band, because there's not really much that I can tell you about them. They're not a particularly well-known band. They have a Wikipedia page, of course, but when it comes to their individual albums, they don't really have individual Wikipedia pages for each album, so I can only tell you a little bit about the record itself. But this has been a favourite record of mine since my childhood. I'm not sure what year I got this record in, but it has been a solid part of my listening repertoire over the years. And we'll talk about potential influences that may have had on other things in my guitar playing life as we get there. So, At Vance is a German neoclassical power metal band. They were formed by vocalist Oliver Hartmann and guitarist Olaf Lenk in 1998. So yeah, there you go. That's pretty much all I can tell you. No. So under biography it says, with the combined credentials of vocalist Oliver Hartmann and guitarist Olaf Lenk on their resumes, At Vance easily obtained a deal with Shark Records. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce these German influence names. Now, Reinhold Kohnling, Uli Müller, Jochen Schnur, and Spoony, thank you. Much easier. Rounded out the lineup and recorded the band's 1919 debut album, No Escape. European fans lapped it up, and the group's second release, 2000's Heart of Steel, featuring new drummer Jürgen Lucas, was a surprise hit in Japan and encouraged At Vance to quickly issue a follow-up in 2001's Dragon Chaser. Barely pausing for breath, the next year saw the band switching to AFM Records, losing their bassist and keyboard player and releasing their fourth album, Only Human. Then hitting the road across Europe with Rhapsody and Angel Dust. A number of personnel changes ensued in 2003 as At Vance welcomed in a new vocalist, Mats Levin, and bassist Sascha Feldman, before recording their next LP, The Evil in You. A tour of Camelot followed the release. Later, Lenk fired Koning Feldman and replaced the latter with bass. So, we don't really care about all this, but you get the idea. They had a reasonable amount of success in Japan, in Europe, but never really hit the big time. And it's a shame because, honestly, Olaf Lenk is an astonishingly good guitar player. He genuinely is an excellent guitar player. And he was the first guitar player that I ever saw playing Vigier guitars. And many of you know I'm a long-time Vigier guitar player. I love Vigier guitars. My red ruby weapon is, she's my baby. She's my number one. She's the most special instrument. I could sell every single guitar I own. If for some reason I had to sell everything I own, that would be the last guitar to go. That would be the one. I'll be buried with that guitar. That is a special guitar to me. Holds a lot of important memories, that guitar. And yeah, I'm not going to lie. There was definitely an influence from At Vance to decide to play Vigier guitars. So that's essentially all I can really tell you about At Vance. Not a whole lot to be said about the band At Vance, but you get the idea. Let's see who we have online. Is that Neptune? Hello. I am good. I am better for your participation. And that's Teddy Bates. Hello, Teddy. How is it going? So, for those of you that are new and haven't experienced a listening party stream before, concept is very simple. There is a link in the description. You can check out the album on Spotify or however you choose to listen to your music. I'm not judging you, whatever option you go for. Actually, let me get this shared up on my Discord server, and then in return, I will share a link to my Discord server for you. Let me get that. Okay, so going up in the comment section now is a link to my Discord server. So if you would like to join us there and talk more about this album and any other thing, music, guitar, shred, jazz, fusion, blues, rock, metal. You want to talk music? Join us on my Discord server. Lots of fun. So what we got here. Vance is a great band, and that album is just art guitar porn at its best. Absolutely agree, mate. Absolutely agree. You know what? I don't want to say that I'm a connoisseur of power metal. It's certainly in a genre that I dabbled in a lot when I was younger. And this album was certainly one of the earlier ones that I heard, earlier kind of power metal albums that I heard. So maybe there's a nostalgic thing surrounding this album, because I think prior to this, I will have definitely heard power metal prior to this, but it certainly wouldn't have been a lot of power metal prior to this. But this had such a profound impact on me. The nostalgia surrounding it is so strong, and while after this, I certainly listened to many power metal bands that I still do enjoy and enjoyed a lot of the time. Bands like Dream Evil, Ed Guy. There's something about this particular album, something about this. I was going to say this band, but the band are good. Don't get me wrong, but this album is great. Now I do have a couple of criticisms of the album, but we will get that as we start listening to the record. So Cheeto says, I thought I was a power metal nerd, but this band slipped my radar. Looking forward to listening. Sweet. Well, we're going to get this on in a few minutes. So as always, if you enjoy these streams, please do share them, social media, all of that good stuff. Hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. The more people that know about the channel, the better it is, right? The more fun we can have. And that's what this is all about. It's about having fun, engaging with each other. So as I say, link is in the description, so you can go and get this album queued up on Spotify. Though if you choose to use, Tidal, or maybe own it on CD. I was going to say like I do, but there's a story as to why I don't own it on CD anymore. It's not an interesting story. Anyway, link in the description. Please do queue the album up. Of course, I cannot play the music over my stream because that would be copyright infringement. This isn't a reaction channel. I don't want to take the piss out of people's copyrights, okay? Someone owns this music, and playing it over my stream would not be fair, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to stream the album with me. I want you to check it out, and I want artists. I want money to be going to the artist. Even though, of course, in this day and age, streaming money is virtually non-existent. It really doesn't matter, does it? I'm still going to respect that, and hopefully, word will spread about this band. Word will spread. Like I say, Olaf Lang, fabulous guitar player. So this band was introduced to me by a gentleman by the name of Gary, who I lost touch with many, many, many years ago. But Gary, if for some reason you are watching, if for some reason you have discovered my channel after influencing me so much as a very young man, wow, that's really going back. Like 31, so probably 15, 16 years ago. Gary from Colchester, if you are, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love this record. I borrowed it from Gary. I bought myself a copy. I lent it to tons of my friends to, get them into Vance as well. And it was very popular. They shared it around. They all loved it. And my friend Jenna had this CD playing in her car when she wrecked her car. And with the destruction of that car came the destruction of my CD. And Jenna and I are no longer friends. And I cannot confirm or deny whether it's because she destroyed my copy of Only Human by Vance. Right, who have we got? Peter Owen, how's it going, man? Yes, Levi streaming, pull an all-nighter. Of course, I mean, there's no school tomorrow, right? Who knows what's going on in Scotland? Teddy Bates, Only Human is the best album Symphony X never made. So it's definitely nowhere near as progressive as Symphony X, right? But it's still very, very cool. I do enjoy it very, very much. So, the way this is going to work, again, if you've never tuned into one of these streams before, let me just move this out of the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up this screen so we can see the album on Spotify, and through the entirety of it, you will be able to see where I am in the playlist in the run album. Oh, not a good night for speech, is it? You will be able to see where I am in the play length. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. You'll be able to see where in the album I am. So anytime if you get disconnected or something happens, you need to go away or come back, you want to watch it at another point, it's absolutely fine because you will be able to see what track we're on and you'll be able to see how far we are through the track. So any comments that I am making, you should be able to follow. Okay? Simple, easy. I'm sure you can manage this. I believe in you guys. Right. I'll give it 3 minutes. We'll get started in 3 minutes. That's 1:05 in the morning. The album is 1 hour and 3 minutes long, so not a particularly short album, but at the same time not an unbelievably long album. Where it said lined up for 8 a.m, it shouldn't have, Mark. Sorry. It's entirely possible. It did. YouTube can be very unreliable when it comes to things like that. This actually wasn't even a planned live stream. I knew I was going to be doing a live stream of this album. I've got a list of albums that I want to go through. But yeah, I don't want to be transcribing Red Beach right now. I just need some time away from that. So I thought I'd listen to music and not write it down to save me from having to listen to music and write it down. You get the idea. What's that? It's meant but we've to start our new courses, Hire For Me, online next Tuesday. Wow. Oh yeah, I guess education can't just sort of come to a halt. Glad that I don't have to participate anymore. Just have to educate people on YouTube for free. I don't know why I'm doing that. You can see my OBS. You don't want to see my OBS, do you? Look. Like the eternal... Oh. I don't know why I moved my OBS over here. There you go. You can now see behind the curtain of how the wizard does his stuff. Sorry, Mark, but you're here now, so good times. Right. Okay, y'all know how this works. I am going to cue this album up, and I'm going to hit play on it. And one last time, okay, when I hit play on this, you will not be able to hear the album. Okay, that's not how this works. You need to go over Spotify, go over wherever it is you listen to music, and get the album queued up and listen to it. Okay. I wish there was an easier way to do this. I really do wish there was an easier way to do this. But unfortunately, there isn't. Because I know a lot of you guys, like Peter's probably a good example. I think Peter's a lunatic that actually listens to these streams without being able to hear the album. I know if you're listening to these types of things on a single device, this becomes very difficult. But yeah, all I can do is apologise for that. Unfortunately, you'll need to be using some sort of desktop system to get the most out of a listening party stream. Anyway, how are we doing for time? Oh, we've got a few seconds. Okay, right, I'm going to cue this album up. We're going to start listening in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There's nothing more power metal than starting with... This whole album is very neoclassical. I really do think this is their best record. Nothing more power metal than that. I bought this record actually as a gift a couple of Christmases ago from my sister-in-law because apparently her favourite band are Dragon Force. And I was like, we can't have that. We've got to give you proper power metal. Okay, so strong melodies. A one-man podcast where I spend a lot of time not saying anything. Interesting, Peter. So this is, Oliver Hartman on vocals. Great singer. A lot of power in his voice. Rhythm guitars are very kind of, like Malmsteen-esque. I didn't imply it, did I? I outright said it. I don't know if I'd say more neoclassical than Rhapsody. No, probably not. I'd go as far as saying I'm thinking of making a deep confession video. Your deepest, darkest guitar secret. My deepest, darkest guitar secret, I think, is that I don't like instrumental guitar music. It bores me. I like songs. I like singers. And I love the guitar solo to sort of pepper a song rather than it being a large part of what the song is about. Anyway, I won't talk through the solo. Lovely interplay with the keyboards. Super cool riff underneath it. I don't know why. So I like these super powerful, searing vocal melodies, driving riffs underneath it. Your classic power metal sound. He's just getting warmed up. So when I first heard this album, I didn't really know guitar playing other than power chords. And this frustrated me because you listen to this riff, okay? You know, I could hear that enough to go, well, I know that's like basically power chords, but it's not. And as a young man, I couldn't transcribe music, so I had no idea how to work out what he was doing. Now, of course, I know what he's doing there. Now I've learned that, but that's really cool. I like the descending arpeggios, the picked arpeggios that you can hear in the background, the palm muted. They're very cool. Now I have this song. I have transcribed this song on YouTube. So the guitar solo in this song, long-time viewers of the channel will be familiar with the solo on this channel. Great solo on this. I like the way this melody sort of bounces over that rhythm guitar part. Nice harmony, like literally chords to the song there. You could strum this on acoustic guitar. There is a chord progression with a vocal melody that supports that. It's actually funny because I made my comment about instrumental guitar. There's 2 instrumental tracks on this, and Four Seasons, Spring, the Vivaldi piece, and Solfeggio, the CPE Bach piece. And they were the reasons I checked the album out. His vocal is just... great rhythm under it. And this vocal, that jump up is... oh, I love that. Very grand. It's like an epic sound to it. All those first inversion. Actually, like when I look at my writing style, the chords that I use those first inversion chords all the time, and I kind of know why now when I go back and listen to the power metal that I listened to when I was younger. Now, of course, when I was younger, I just thought of these as being like power chords with a sharp 5. What I would have called a B sharp 5 is actually a G with a B in the bass. First inversion. Anyway, guitar solo. Beautiful solo. I transcribed it. It's on YouTube. Outlines the changes really well. Blues. Masterful. Love stuff like that. It's classy. There's a chord progression. Outlines the changes. Beautiful. So Matthew says this benefits from the vocals being not overly cheesy. Massa. I think I know who's controlling that Bark channel. Yeah, no, this is Carl Philip Emmanuel. That's right, isn't it? CP is Carl Philip Emmanuel. You always tickle me, man. Why must you be fooling? Love it. Okay, so very strong song. Very strong song. Okay, Take My Pain. Great riff. Great example of what I thought of as being, the sort of untranscribable stuff when I was a kid. When now I look at it, I'm like, I can learn how to play this stuff. If there's one message that I want to kind of, if you really think about what my YouTube channel does, it's a lot of putting that message out there that nothing is unachievable. You can learn things. And I wish when I was younger, there was somebody that was encouraging me in that way. Nobody ever told me that I couldn't do something. I was always told, encouraged by people, like you can learn things, but they never really hammered home that point of, oh, you don't need someone to tell you how to play this. You can work out how to play this. It's heavy, but not, heavy. It's groovy heavy. Bit of distortion on the vocal there. Gang vocals now. Shadow of Castillo. Hello. Oh, sorry. Callisto. Shadow of Callisto. Now, I like that it's in the next section after that chorus. It plays that riff, that tag on the out, but then it's very classical. He then mutates it as a way to modulate into the guitar solo, and it's very cool. It's definitely like an appreciation of Baroque harmony in this, which is cool. I like that. I like that riff. So simple, but again, bit of distortion on the vocal there. To say I'm 10 feet tall is actually quite an odd height to be as well, because that would be intimidating. It's tall enough that you'd think that they're just a really tall person, not like a 20-foot tall person. You think, okay, they're giant, they're like something awful has gone wrong. It's a monster. Anyway, there's the modulation. Right, guitar solo. Oh, hello. That slide. Very dry slide playing, but it is slide. Bluesy. Simple enough. It's actually really cool to listen to stuff like this again, because, like, again, back in the early 2000s when I was listening to this is pretty cutting edge guitar playing, you know, and the instrument has just evolved so much in the last 20 years. Jeremy, yeah, of course I do lessons. You can check me out on Patreon at the $50 tier and you get a private lesson a month, or you can email me and you can book lessons as and when you want. Still teaching, yep. Jeremy, that's not how a listening party works, man. The audio is working absolutely fine. If you want to listen to the album, the link is in the description. I can't play the music over my YouTube channel, man. That's not how copyright works. My channel would get an instant copyright strike if I was just streaming other people's music over it, right? I'll make it easy for you. There you go. No problem, Jeremy. Great riff. It's going from that half time to the at tempo riff. The at tempo, I should say. I wish that there was a way that I could stream the music via my YouTube just to eliminate this issue, and like I could pay Spotify to make sure that the artist is getting, like, I don't know, 100 streams rather than one. I also like the idea that if we have 100, 200 people, I'd like these to be really popular. Imagine we have like 1,000 people watching these streams, and I'm just picking albums, and 1,000 people are just going and streaming an album. Like, it's starting to work out for an artist. Tiny amount. It's a race that you win. And the high jumps he does in his... It doesn't do it there. Okay. Next verse. Chorus. Great little vocal hook in that chorus there. Nice harmony play between the lead vocal and the... Yeah. Of course, 1,000 streams would be nothing, right? But imagine I was in, like, Stevie T territory. Imagine I had 2 million subscribers and I could put on a stream like this, and 100,000 people were like, yeah, I'm going to tune in for that, and we'll all hang out in the comments section and we'll talk and we'll have a good time. And I was like, cool, let's go to this artist who's great and they don't get the streams that they deserve, and suddenly their Spotify gets 100,000 streams. That would be so fucking good. Yep, so Shadow of Callisto. These riffs are great. I have to assume, there was distortion on my voice there, I have to assume that when Olaf Lenk writes, he's doing it at an acoustic guitar and then arranging that for a rock band, for a power metal band, because the harmony is just too good in the songs. When I say harmony, I don't mean the way the melody is harmonized. I mean the overall chordal harmony of the progressions. Take away these lies, caught in your dream. Oh, he actually really shows off his vocals in the last chorus here. It's more of a scream than a dark that surround you out. And it's annoying because there's not like a million ways that I can encourage you to really go and support Olaf's work because he doesn't have a lot of stuff out there. Anyway, great guitar solo. Oh no, vocal. Oh yeah, good point. That's actually what I'd do if I had a massive channel, isn't it? Okay, sorry. Great guitar solo now. Super melodic. Always hits those chord changes. Great solo. Really good solo. Like that. He very rarely pushes things like into like Romeo levels of technicality, or even Engve levels of technicality, right? But he's so melodic. I think his lead playing is just so melodic. Anyway, high vocals. The darkness surround you out. But no one wants to hear me singing up there. Absolutely, Jeremy. Like, I'm layering all this stuff up. Oh, that song could just keep going. I'd be really happy with that. So, great song. On to Hold Your Fire. And then unfortunately, we have to go into instrumental guitar land. And I hate it. Now you're definitely doing power metal. He was a knight of the king, whose end was near. He governed a country while the people lived in fear. He was following the cries, tearing down these walls in search for glory. I do have a power metal drinking game where you drink anytime someone says king or battle or power or glory, or death is probably a bit ridiculous, but you know what I mean. There's a long list of things where you would be dead after 10 minutes. I'll pick them out as he sings them. I think Dawn, maybe. Crown would be another one, I would imagine. Ready to fight. Lord, your fire. Sorry, I should not sing. I just enjoy this stuff. I love this stuff. Yeah, Iron Maiden albums. I'm actually not really a Maiden fan, and the reason for that is because I discovered Maiden after I discovered like the power metal like this, but also Racer X. So I got all of that power and neoclassical, like powery, shreddy stuff, and then after that, Maiden always just sound a bit tame to me. I don't dislike Maiden. Don't get me wrong, but. Cool bass guitar part there. And that guitar part is a nice way to outline those chord changes, you know? I would love to put together an official, maybe I should do a video on that, an official power metal drinking game video. It's any time, it's any word that you just, sorry, guitar solo. I should do guitar solo. Melody. Fucking perfect solo. Such a good solo. Sorry. Yeah, I should do a video, and it's essentially anytime you close your eyes and you can imagine the singer using language that would only be appropriate in medieval England, but you know that they wrote it down on an iPhone, you know? If you use words like mead, a flagon of mead, like raid or pillage would be, you know, that's Ailstorm right out the door. And technically speaking, I'm a millennial too. Just. I love those vocals. Oliver Hartman is a great vocalist. Great vocalist. Of course, he has a band named Hartman now, and that's his thing. Okay, so I don't like this track. This is Vivaldi's Four Seasons Spring. I think they've definitely done 2 of the 4 seasons on At Vance albums. They may have done more than that. I can definitely think of 2. When it comes to At Vance doing covers, I would much rather listen to their ABBA covers. They've done a couple of ABBA covers over the years. They're great. This is just never really what I guess when I was like 17 or whatever, like stuff like this appealed to me, the idea of doing classical music, but that's because I was a metal kid in a classical world, and I wanted, I guess, to see the things that all of my teachers were telling me is important and culturally significant. I wanted to use my genre as a way of showing them that my genre had validity. And don't get me wrong, this sounds good. It's well executed, but still, I just think if you have an ensemble, they do other things better than this. A metal band ensemble, you know. Don't want to take anything away from it. It's very well done though. Actually, I do like the when the melody is played in minor. Actually, towards the end of the piece, you get to the same melody in minor, and that's kind of cool. That's very cool. I think it kind of highlights also a mindset that I had when I was a kid, and that is that what I was doing on the guitar was about playing to a high level, melody in minor. Okay. So all that stuff there, like I would see things like that as a technical challenge when I was learning like the Paganini Caprices on guitar. Was I doing that for the music, or was I doing it purely because of the technical side of things? And I think it was probably technical. When we listened to the solo on a song like Hold Your Fire that we listened to just before this, like I don't think the technical side of things was what was important when it came to the melody and the guitar solo in that. This is about showing what you can do, so... I love this record, Stephen. I know this record really well. Okay, so now we can ignore that. We can get on to Take Me Away. Great riff again. Super dry guitars, which is kind of cool. Yeah, good, Stephen. Very good, actually. I'm loving this record. I don't think that would be a good break for the vocalist in a break in the set, because this is a 4-piece band, so there's only one guitar player, so you couldn't play Four Seasons live because there's tons of guitar parts in there, right? Classical composition. Oh, good old Kirk. Where is Kirk Wammett? I miss Kirk Wammett. Do you reckon we can summon him? If you look directly into the camera and say the word wah 5 times, does he appear? Wah, 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 wah. Okay, great guitar solo. Love that little palm muting on there. Start to open that palm mute up, and then back to the palm mute. Cool. It's obviously more of a pre-solo than the solo, of course, but definitely one of the shreddier moments. That break to just the vocals and the keypad or the keypad, the keys or the pad sound. Lovely. That was very Malmsteen. The harmony behind that, very very Malmsteen. It's a nice showcase of technique, I think, but definitely not the best solo on the record. Da 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 dum. I knew it would happen. I tell you what I want, Kirk. I want time to go back, and I want songs like Creeping Death to still exist as one of the greatest songs in metal, as it is, and the history of metal, but you to just have not been a part of it. That would be great. Thank you. Okay, so now if you want classical, this... Oh, no, sorry, we're on time. I thought we were on to Solfège, yeah. Solfège GTA. Time. I like to wonder whether something like that was done with, like hardware, like a delay or software delay, or if he just sang time, 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 time. Groove a mile wide there. There's not even hats on the eighths. I do think Oliver Hartman, the vocalist, is one of the greats of the style. Yeah, I remember your pedals actually, Kirk. I think you were the first guitar player ever to design pedals, if memory serves me right. And who would have thought that the first one wasn't a wah? That blues flat five in da 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 da. Probably not my favourite song on the record, but okay. So you're on Solfège, yeah. That's great, man. I went to college with a guy named Phil. He was a piano player, and he'd only been playing piano for like 2 years, but his chops were shit hot. Because he basically just one day heard someone playing fast piano, so picked up a copy of Hannon and just practiced that every day for 2 years. And so he really had speed in his fingers, and he was into all of the flashy piano parts. So he would play pieces like Solfeggio and in class, and it really impressed me. I like, not just in terms of his ability on the instrument, but the intricacy of the melody, which I dug that. He also did a lot of Final Fantasy music on piano, which again was a big influence on me when I was younger. What's this business opportunity coming to me via email? Who wants to advertise on my channel? Go away. The thing with the jazz versions of is they're never really like actual jazz, are they? I did make a decision. I've ordered an ebony fretboard and I regret it already. I see the picture of that still regularly and I look at it and go, I like maple more. No, I like ebony more. No, I like maple more. I guess I've got 11 months to be annoyed by that decision. What I would recommend you check out, Stephen Austin, as a kind of way um, into that world. Alex Skolnick has a jazz trio, and in that jazz trio, he does covers of metal songs. What was the first one? Was the first one Goodbye to Romance? Yeah, so the first one was Goodbye to Romance, Standards for a New Generation, the album by the Alex Skolnick Trio. And it has, Detroit Rock City, Dream On, uh, Pinball Wizard, War Pigs, and Goodbye to Romance. A couple of other tunes on there. What a melody. Nightmare to play stuff like that clean. There's some big string jumps in there. Dabba 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 do. Pick up the speed. Well, you have some ridiculous piano chops, dude. So, so this that but is very ABBA. That's super ABBA. I mean, if you told me this was an ABBA song, I'd believe you. It's not, but Such a strong voice. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Very grand. Sorry, I'm not supposed to sing this song. I really do enjoy these listening parties. Just listening to music. It's great. I think I've seen that, Stephen. So, I'd certainly say that this is nowhere near a perfect album for me. I would happily drop the two instrumentals, and then the slower songs like this. Um, I take them or leave them. But songs like "The Time Has Come," "Only Human," "Take My Pain," "Fly to the Rainbow," "Hold Your Fire," "Take Me Away," they're all very strong. "Witch's Dance" is a little bit cheesy. "I Surrender's" good. Just very respectful of the melody, the guitar playing in this. I can get on board with that. Bit of a Paul Gilbert run there. I just don't think piss take is the right word for it. Because you could say bands like Hayseed Dixie, where they do like rock and metal songs in bluegrass style, or Apocalyptica, that band that does like cello arrangements of Metallica songs. It's just I like it actually. I think it's the opposite of a piss take. It's like an appreciation of. Yeah, just a bit slow for me. The solo was really nice, very strong solo, but melodically strong. I should also say I love the album artwork to this. The artwork is fantastic. Felt like my phone vibrated, but my phone's not even in here. Love a phantom vibration. Okay, we've got about 15 minutes left. Van Canto. I'm not familiar with that band, Gareth. I know what you're getting at. I do know what you're getting at, Stephen. Okay, Witch's Dance. Here we go. It's a nice melody, isn't it? Very classical. This is like first year of high school classical composition melody. But still effective, you know? I like that. Acquired taste, but not mine. Then chord change. Drums annoy me. Boom, cat, ba cat, ba 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 ba. I forgive you, Stephen. I've still got this big bottle of Balvenie sat in front of my computer, and I keep looking at it and thinking I could just start drinking this, but then that would make me an alcoholic. So I would. It terrifies me drinking some of that whiskey. To be completely honest with you, because I like whiskey, and you don't want to suddenly be spending, £80 a week on bottles of whiskey. Dancing the witch's dance. Oh, fuck me. Jazz Metal, Sean Baxter's album. Fantastic record. Very influential on me, that. I wasn't so crazy on the first Cynic album, but I absolutely love Chased in Air. Guitar solo. And of course, Watchtower's Ron John's on Beck, so instant win. The one I would recommend to people is the band Panzer Ballet, which is spelt Panzer Ballet. Great band. Dancing the witch's dance. Love it. It surprises me that the album doesn't end there because it's, fade out. Of course, we have Wings to Fly to come, and then I Surrender, which, spoilers, is a rainbow cover. Because at Vance love a cover. Sorry, Constantine, but thank you for tuning in. We're about to head on to the song Wings to Fly, so we've got 10 more minutes. You can still enjoy a little bit of music. Yeah, for me with Focus, the thing with Focus is it's more the production than anything. The production is a little bit rough on the ears, which I find hard to listen to. When Traced in Air came out, they really nailed the production side of things. Of course, there is 10 years between them. Focus like 93. Traced in Air 2003, maybe. 96, maybe. Yeah, Focus is 93. Oh, Traced in Air 2008, so even longer than, yeah. It's a really nice set of chord changes in this. Lovely. I'm losing the skills I have in guitar anyway, but it's just age that does that. Alcohol would just speed that up, wouldn't it? Even have a whiskey glass here. I wouldn't want to say that Alan Holdsworth is one of the most technical players of all time just because I don't want to annoy Michelangelo Battio, This album definitely drops off as it goes on. I'd probably ditch Witch's Dance, Wings to Fly, Time, Solfeggio, and Four Seasons. That'd be cutting like 10, 20, 25 minutes. Quite a lot, actually. Give me wings to fly. I love Johnny Highland. Great player. I think there's a lot of things I can't suss out, isn't there? Like how to tune into my streams. The biggest problem with Alan Holdsworth is his fans. Lovely chord change there. Oh, I love Steve Wilson. I listened to a fair amount of Porcupine Tree when I was a lot younger, because I was into bands like Dream Theater, and you'd always hear like Portnoy talking about like Gavin Harrison. So I listened to them, and yeah, I dug them. But it wasn't until years later when Steve was started releasing a lot more solo material that it really started to make an impact on me. Super slow. No, no chance did I get that Steve Morse downlink, man. That's way too fast. You can't play Steve Morse stuff up to speed. No one can. Martin Miller can, but and good to hear that you're enjoying the solo Cheeto. I get the impression you've really enjoyed this album, which is good. That was the whole point, right? Okay, on to the cover song, I Surrender. Final song of the album. 4.5 minutes to go. I love this type of stuff too. I was transcribing some Malmsteen live with Alcatraz just recently, and it's this vibe, isn't it? Rainbow were a great band. Yeah, their other albums are great. This was the last one that featured Oliver Hartman on vocals. The other one that I've listened to a lot of is The Evil in You, which isn't showing up there, but if I go to their page, there it is, The Evil in You. This one has Matt Slevin on it as the singer. He sung for Malmsteen for a while. This has got the Paganini Caprice number 16 on there. Yeah, this is cool. But if you go to the earlier records, like Heart of Steel has SOS, the ABBA cover on it, which is great, really, really well done. And No Escape has Money Money on it, which again, great ABBA cover. Be completely honest with you, I've not listened to anything they've done since Seven. Well, I say that I've transcribed a few of their songs recently for someone, but so I guess I've heard some of the newer songs. But again, all great, more of the same type thing, you know. You're very welcome, Stephen. Was it 10 years? Dio can't have been as long back as that. Stream shouldn't be out of sync. How out of sync? That's strange. Richie Blackmore's never playing that, is he? No, I no idea who that band is. So there we go. There's the end of that record. Now, I have to say, I think it was the solo on "Hold Your Fire." I'm just double checking, so I'm making sure. "Hold Your Fire" was very strong and melodic. Yeah, "Hold Fire" is a good solo. Might have been "Fly to the Rainbow." I mean, Fly. Yeah, okay. "Fly to the Rainbow" is very strong solo. There's some very strong solos in it. "Only Human" is probably the strongest song still, and probably the strongest solo. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that. It was good fun to listen to that again. For the first time in a very long time. Oh, look, my amp's still on. Should probably turn that off. Jesus, how long's that been on for? As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found a new band that you like, and we like that. I am going to, as always, say a huge thank you to my supporters over on Patreon. If you would like to join that list, you can do so by checking out the link in the description. Well, actually, you can support me over on Patreon for as little as $1. Actually, I'm getting to dangerous territory now. As soon as I have another $10 guy hit, I'm going to have to reorganize how I display all of that stuff, or check and hope that somebody's left. Is Abradolf Honkler still a patron? Maybe not. I don't know. Certainly not seen that dude on any of my streams in a long time. So thank you to my supporters over on Patreon. You guys absolutely rock. If you would like to check me out on Amazon, you can have a look for one of my books by searching for Levi Clay. Of course, they keep the lights on, so consider purchasing a book. And as always, an extra special thank you to you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. You make these streams what they are. You know, a stream like this wouldn't be as fun without being able to read your comments, talk to you, engage with you guys, have a good time. Like I like that. That's good. That fucking rocks. Paul Gale is online. So Paul is a new patron. You've just added me on Facebook, dude. Reach out. We need to get you booked in for a lesson. So what have we got here? Gareth Piper says also, new subscriber here. Haven't listened to Vance for ages. Well, I'm glad that you know who they are already. Tons of power matter. Favorites were Heavenly. I'm unfamiliar with Heavenly. Yeah, good point. Thanks for tuning in, Kirk. Sorry that you couldn't hear it, but of course, do check the album out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I am sure that this will be right up your street. So at Vance, go check them out, and check out Olaf Lenk, their guitar player, wonderful guitar player. He does there was certainly a period where he was quite productive on YouTube doing like cover songs, not just under his own name. They were quite good, so they're worth checking out. Great band. Sorry for anybody that's just tuned in, but of course it is 2 a.m. here in Scotland. So I was going to say I should probably go to bed, but I really, really do need to do some of this Red Beach transcribing tonight, because if I don't do it, it will never get done. So I'm going to go. I'm going to do a little bit more transcribing. But as always, expect some videos soon. Maybe I'm not going to promise anything, but maybe I should put together the ultimate drinking game, power metal drinking game. Maybe I'll have a thought about that. That could be a fun little video to throw together. Right, much love, guys, and keep in touch, and I will see you guys in the very near future. Goodbye.